Hi, I'm Carrie Dennison and I'm the illustrator of the Celtic Knotwork Colouring Book that you can see before you here. And I'm going to do this short video just to take you through the book, show you some of the designs, because obviously if you're buying online it's nice to see a few of the designs that are in there, and a few hints and tips on colouring as well. So the whole book has been created by myself over the last 18 months or so, and all taken from my own hand-drawn illustrations. So this is one of the designs that's in the book that you'll see. Open it up. We've got the first page, little dedication there, little introduction, and also a hints and tips page as well, and how to colour in the knots and maybe add a few additions as well. You'll see that it's hard for me to actually get this book in the whole frame, and that's because it's a huge 8.5 inches by 11 inches, so it's a really nice size book. As we come in, this first illustration here, you'll also see that I've actually left the reverse page blank. So what you can do is, once you've coloured in your page, just cut it out and then you can actually display it or send it off to a friend as well. So the designs in the book are a mix of traditional kind of designs. We've got Celtic cross here as well. So you've got a mix of those. And then also some that are a bit more unusual. I have quite a few Celtic mandalas in here. Nice alphabet as well. One of my favourite ones is this lovely infinity dragons. We've got some different shapes like hearts, etc. Another one of my mandala designs is actually 5 different mandala designs in the book. This one's a nice one, the candle with a little Celtic knotwork flame around. Lots of yin yang paisleys and flower of life motifs in there. Let's go back to the back, reverse of the book. Oh yes, in the reverse of the book there are a few extra pages, especially here, little test pages, just for you to try out your own pens and pencils in there. Now I have tested this with quite a few of my own supplies, which I'll go through in a bit. There's another nice Celtic knot design, cross design there, and another alphabet. Yin Yang mandala, lovely Celtic arch. This one's one of my favourite, Tree of Life, and when you get the book you'll be able to see there's little robins and moles hidden in there as well too. Another one, so there's a design that's on the front cover. Flower of Life mandala, paisley designs. So you can see there really is something for everyone there. This one's another favourite, Celtic Knotwork Sun, with some space themes as well. Again, Flower of Life themes. And quite a few of these nature ones as well. I think that's most of them. You'll see. If there's not, then you'll have to get the book and have a look. Okay, so I think I'll go through now just showing you a few ideas for colouring and what kind of colouring tools I use, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to show you just some of the art materials that I like to use. My absolute favourites are Derwent Graphitint pencils, Derwent Inktense pencils, and then I also like to use Stapler Triplus fine liners and Letchset Pro markers, and I've tested all of these with the book and they all work really nicely. No bleeding of the designs. With the Pro markers, obviously they might bleed through because they're alcohol pens, they might bleed through to the reverse of the design, but what I always say is if you put a piece of paper in between the design that you're working on and the next one, then you won't get any problems with bleed through. And also that's the advantage of having it blank on this side as well, because you haven't got a design on this side that the pens are going to bleed through as well. The blank page as well also just helps. If you're pressing down a bit too hard, it won't actually show any of the press down lines that you've onto the next page as well. So it's a good tip just to put a blank page there anyway, even if you're working in pencils. So I think I'm going to work with the graphitin pencils here. This one's Ivy. And just going to start off how I'd normally start off, with a little bit of pencil shading. I'll just work on this knot here. Now with the graphitints you can either wet them or you can use a blender to actually blend the colour in. If you prefer just working with plain pencils, that's absolutely fine. These are paper stumps and great for actually blending coloured pencils. You just use the ends to rub the graphite over the paper, and you can see that that's blending really nicely there. Now with Celtic Knotwork, it's great to have a little bit of depth in your artwork. So what I like to do is, where the intersections are, I just add, once I've done my main bit of colour, just add a little bit of darker colour on either side of the intersection. You can see that already that's starting to make a little 3D effect. And if you want, you can blend that a little bit more with your paper stump. And then a final detail that I like to add is just take a little bit of the centre away with an eraser, just so you get a little white highlight in the centre there. And you can see that's really elevated the design. If I do one next to it where it's not actually blended or any extra dark and light areas has been added, and you can see the difference between the two. So there you can see the difference between the 3D effect one and just a plain one. So that's a great tip just to elevate your Celtic knotwork designs a little bit more. I'll also show you, whilst I'm here, how the knots work, how the paper rather works with water. So you can see I'm using plenty of water there, and there's no bleeding of the design at all. There you go. And as I say, it also works well with the stapler fine lines, which I'll just use up here. You can see there's no bleeding, and with the Pro marker as well. You see that works really nicely as well. But as I say, at the back of the book there's actually test pages as well, so you can actually just test your own art materials on the back of the book and see how they work. And there you have the Celtic Knotwork Colouring Book by myself, Carrie Dennison. I've entirely self-funded and self-published this book. Everything's been done by myself, not only the illustrations but also all the layout and the photography, and working out how to get it onto Amazon, etc. So I would really appreciate it if you could support me and either buy a copy of the book for yourself or for friends and family, and just spread the word generally that the book is out there and available to buy. And I really hope that you'll enjoy using it and that you'll find lots of relaxation in colouring all the knots. So thanks very much for watching, and hopefully see you online soon. I'll put some links to the book at the end of the video so you can see where to buy it. Thanks very much. Bye.